Yo, just a
And
heads up, I don't
we
do
on.
intros.
You don't, huh?
Like, yo, I don't do intros
That's
like
I'm
really
on.
well.
I'm on intros, dog. Don't you worry about that.
Like, it does not matter. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
we
Like,
live?
we
Are
could
we
just start.
live?
No, no, check. We could just start the show just talking. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear
Like,
what you're
fucking
saying.
intro, dog.
I hear what
We
you're
out this
saying.
bitch. You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
intro. I hear you. We on. We are live right now. We live.
Oh, we alive?
We are live. Ladies
Son,
and
say word,
gentlemen,
son.
say word, son. Word, son. Word, son. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the culture. I'll be your host for the next
Yay! Oh, my bad.
sarcastic ass bitch. I'll be your host for the next hour and a half. So you think maybe 2 hours,
like that.
depends on how long it goes.
Yeah,
So I am your host, Ian, aka Raider, and I'm joined by Brandon Heat.
What?
Well, what? All right. So here's the way that it's going to go every week. We will talk about whatever we feel like. Mostly, we're going to talk about music most of the time, hip hop related, maybe some R&B. There might be some other stuff that goes in there, and then from there on out, who knows what happens. We could talk about last week. We were talking about Pop Tarts and shit like that. So you never know what you're gonna get on the culture.
Fucking strawberry
Right?
milkshake Pop Tarts.
Pop Tart ass.
Fuck out of here. Strawberry milkshake Pop Tart as.
All right, Celeste says she's on her way. She's almost home.
Oh,
so
perfect.
She can just jump.
Yeah.
She can just jump in when she's ready.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is. We are live, ready to go. So the way we always start off the show is we talk about what everybody's listening to first. So Brandon, I'm going to go to you.
All right, so like I told you, Pete, I've been trying to tell you what I've been listening to, but I didn't want to let you know because I wanted to tell you at the same time I told everybody else.
Word.
I've been listening to this new Nipsey
Yes.
album,
Yes. Speaking.
but when did the album come out? Friday?
It came out Friday.
Last?
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So I've been on this since Friday.
Okay.
I've not gotten past the first song yet.
Okay. First song is hot.
Victory Lap.
Yes.
The album is Victory Lap. The first track is Victory Lap. Now, don't get me wrong. I've listened to the rest of the album, bang, 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 just to get through it, see how it sounded. I go back to Victory Lap, and shit, man. This could possibly be the best West Coast album ever.
Ooh.
And I'm not pulling any punches.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I'll say it this way. Beat, or just mixing, sound-wise,
Yes.
it is right up there with anything Dre has ever done. Right?
Wow.
Just how it sounds. Now, Dre is really ill on how shit sounds, and this Nipsey album is sounding incredible.
Right.
Beat-wise, it is as good curated beat-wise as anything Rick Ross has ever done.
Okay. All right.
Rick Ross arguably has the best beats in the industry,
I like that.
except for Nipsey.
I think he's got. I think at one point in time, he had the best production to go with whatever he was putting out as a relative unknown. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
Lyrically, you 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, it's Nipsey. You know, we know from Nipsey. Song-wise, they're just really good songs for what they are.
Sure.
Like I don't know if there's a skippable song on this album.
Right.
You know, so but that Nipsey is fucking flames. 6 months from now, I might say different. I don't know.
That's what you do.
But I mean, you know how it goes down.
Yeah.
So for right now, that Nipsey is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like this might be the album that the West Coast has been searching for forever.
I completely agree with you. Yeah. So is that all you've been listening to? Is basically Victory Lap track 1?
Yeah. It's just so good.
The whole week, son?
I haven't listened to shit else.
Wow.
I shit you not. Like it's very rare for me to listen to a song over and over and over,
Sure.
regardless of what I'm doing.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
This is that. It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's hot fire.
it is hot fire. I am. It's crazy, dude. Like, so as far as like what I've been listening to, it's been Nipsey all week, and then oh man, I can't remember the name of the guy, and then I just went, oh wow, Pat. I went live on Instagram, and Pat says he's coming for your spot. Pat Wilmade. He says coming for your spot, dog. What do you think about that?
How the fuck is Pat gonna come from my spot?
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Like you gotta first of all, you gotta start off with the waves, right? You can't have waves just right here. Chill. I'm 360 the fuck out, right? Cool. You gotta have more facial hair than a mustache. Cool. You gotta be cool as fuck, and your head can't be shaped like the front of a goddamn Humvee. Chill.
Damn. Pat, I hope you're on the stream, bro. He's talking mad shit. Mad shit.
Y'all thought these jokes was only for tweets?
So as far as music goes,
Talk to me.
Black Panther soundtrack still was rocking, but as soon as Nipsey dropped, I mean, that was all I was listening to. That's all I've been really listening to. I got put on a new stuff from let's see what happens here. Probably ended the stream right now. But I've been listening to so if it's not Nipsey, which it has been, I've been listening to this Cy Re the kid. You ever heard of him before? My homegirl put me on to him, and he's fire, bro. I guess he's signed to Cash Money.
Okay.
And lyrically, wow. Beats wise, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But I've only really started listening to it today, but the lyrics are there. They are fresh. He's not just saying it's not like he's not woke as fuck, but he is saying some woke shit. But he's also out there really spitting hard too. So you should go check him out. Cy Re the Kid. He's nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Definitely.
Atlanta. He's on Cash Money. Which surprised me for what he is, because Cash Money got a better reputation as far as I'm concerned. You know, with they've always had lyricists under their umbrella, but usually for ghostwriting and stuff like that, right?
True.
I.e. Currency. I mean, how long was he on the label and he never put anything out? You know, so really.
But just Currency? Like you got way more than Currency.
Oh no,
I'm with
no.
You,
but I'm saying like as
I'm
on
with
the level,
you.
if we're gonna talk about him, I'm gonna pull out a name out of the hat that everybody knows for the most part. Currency's that guy, I guess.
I feel you.
So those are really what I've been listening to. Nipsey's is fire. The whole album's fire, and it's not just bangers. Like he's got some real. Nipsey always says some real shit, but he's saying other stuff on there too. I mean, he's getting real deep, and he's got tracks on there that are, if I dare to say it, Kendrick-esque in the level of how you listen to the music and how the music's coming across to your ears. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really deep. It's really deep. Beat wise, it's really deep. There's a lot going on there, man. I'm really impressed with the new Nipsey album. Really impressed.
Like the thing that got me the most with this Nipsey album is it has a very West Coast feel. Like let's call it what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
But it transcends the coast. You know what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect to the West at all. It's just, you know, like Rick Ross came out, and in certain Rick songs you hear Miami, and that's all you hear.
Right.
And Nipsey, and it's been like this for a while with Nipsey. Like you hear the West, but you hear just music.
Right.
Like it's not just for the West Coast. It's not something you have to change to listen to. It's just good music. And that's it.
Right.
You know, so he has a record with Kendrick on it, doesn't he?
He does have a record with Kendrick on it.
And yeah, he does. I heard it. I'm saying he does, like you didn't just say it. That record,
that whole guest list is stacked.
That record is sick.
Yeah.
You got YG, which was I didn't expect that record. Last time I checked, that was way better than I thought. Dedication with Kendrick, way better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going on features right now. Loaded Bases with CeeLo. You could have taken CeeLo off of that, which is crazy.
Which is crazy to say, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Like I was kind of hyped. Like, oh shit, CeeLo. And I was like, well, whatever.
Right.
Like it's cool that he's on it, but he didn't need to be. Real Big is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Right-Handed God is incredible. Like it's just a it's fucking good album, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolute.
So that's what I've been listening to. That's where it's at. I really tomorrow that'll all change when Elzhi drops his Elzhi and Crisis drop Jeremiah. Was it Jeremiah Jackson? Something of that nature. But
yeah, something like that.
I think from what I saw the track list, it looks like it's just an EP. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm really excited for that joint tomorrow.
Don't care.
Tonight.
Don't even care it's an EP. I can't care.
Yeah, I don't care that it's an EP, but
you know what I'm saying.
But as far as like, you know what I mean, like how much listen you're gonna get out of an EP? Like you could play it over and over again, but it's not gonna get as big a listens, in my opinion, as you would with Nipsey's new album. I'll probably, you know what I'm saying,
like with 9 songs, you can get tired of it real quick.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
I just you saw the link. You saw the video I sent you earlier with Crisis making the beats.
I did not get a chance to watch it. No, I wanted to because at work my connection's real shit. So,
yo, it's amazing.
Okay.
If it's anything like I think it's gonna be, I think they got a Prime sitting on their hands right now, coming out tomorrow.
I agree with
you know
that.
What I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Prime 2
comes out next week.
Comes out next week. God,
yo,
damn.
And that's a full album. Track
19.
list is it.
I think it's 19.
Tavia on there wilding out. You better stop, Tavia. You better stop. She's in the chat.
What happened?
You better look at the chat, man. She's in there wilding out.
Yo, there's mad shit going on in the chat right now. Yo, watch this. You can't say shit. Yo, I'm dead ass. I'm not reading this chat. Like I'm trying to be
try
out
to
here.
Try to stay off of it. All right,
dog. I'm trying to pay attention. Focus.
So let's get into it. Let's really talk about it then. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk. Top 10. Who was the starter? You want to go 10 for 10? You want to go? I go 10. You go 10, or you want to go? You want to give me your whole list?
Yo, you know I got 20, so
we're not talking about 20. We're talking about 10. Don't bring your 25 to the table, bro. We ain't.
Yo,
nobody want to see that.
Let's do this. Let's do 6 through 10.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And then we'll do 10 through 6.
Okay.
Back to back.
All right.
And then we knock out our top 5.
All
right. So who's your top 10? I mean, who's your number 10?
My number
10 spot.
Let me end this IG real quick. That's the first time I've ever gone live. It was halfway lit. All right. So, number 10. My number 10.
I'm listening.
To me, the second or third best storyteller in the game, Masta Ace. To me, Masta Ace, number 10. I knew that was the reaction I was gonna get. Wow. Number 10.
So that's what we're doing, huh?
That's how we're doing it today. I had to. Masta Ace has had such a huge influence on my life as a listener and a lover of hip hop. You go all the way back. What's that? I'm drawing a blank on the song now, but the booming in the Jeep song. Oh shit, I cannot remember the name of the song. But that song forever in time will be probably in my top 5. Probably.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie about it. I kind of want to change my 10 now.
Yee!
Now I'm fucking with you.
You know what I'm saying?
That was some
Mita, don't sleep.
Shit.
I got the woofers in my Jeep. Check it out.
Baby. All right,
check it out, cuz.
Fucking Masta Ace. All right. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
All right. So you ready?
I'm ready. Go 10. What do you got?
Lupe the Fiasco.
Okay.
Just off of epic ass songs.
Okay.
We have the singles. Everybody knows the singles. That's cool. We have the cool. Everybody knows the cool.
Yeah.
Take you back to a little record with no hook called Emperor's Soundtrack.
Okay.
Or we can go back to the Kanye West record.
Right.
Where he had the third verse and owned the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could talk about Diamonds that he wrote. You know what I'm saying? As a ghostwriter, amazing Kanye albums, arguably some of Kanye's best work.
Yeah.
And then you have his own project. Shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Bitch Bad. Woman Good. Lady Better. They misunderstood. So, Lupe Fiasco, man. 10.
Okay. I'm with that.
10.
I'm with that. All right, 9. Doom.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, god damn, dog.
Like,
oh, what the fuck, man?
Before, even,
I want you.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't front on Doom. Like Doom is amazing. Whether he's producing shit or he's rapping over shit, he's collabing with somebody, or he's introducing a new artist, or whatever it is that Doom is doing. He's doing it with it's excellence. You know what I'm saying? It is amazing, and his story too is incredible as an artist, as a you know, having their original group be, you know, they had if you've never seen it, go look at the cover. What is the name of that? You remember the name of the group? I'm drawing a blank right now. What the hell's wrong with me? But he had the stick figure being hung on the cover, and they were worried that it was too black, it was too provocative, so they canned the whole project. And the project is really good. Like, it's a really good, and for that time it would have been amazing. So they can the project. He goes underground. Nobody hears from him for a few years, and then he starts coming back out in a mask, MF Doom, and killing everything. The Doomsday Project is amazing. Everything, all the stuff that he touches, even the Doom, which is all him spitting over Dilla beats,
right?
You know, is incredible. You know, the man is a legend within itself. Like, and you know, so he's definitely in my 10 for sure. Who's your 9?
At 9, you're shit, man. I gotta go with the guy himself, man. I told you my 10 wasn't really going to change. Joe Budden.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And here's why. Let's go back to I'm not looking at the chat, and I'm sure this is going to be in the chat. Joe Budden only had one album. So let's go back to that one album.
Yeah.
You got Pump It Up, Throw It Away. You got Fire, Throw It Away.
Okay.
You got the joint with 112, Throw It Away. Throw all the hits away. And you have RRR, Real Recognize Real. You have 10 minutes. I just need 10 minutes alone. You have all the joints on there that are incredibly deep. You go to the mixtapes. You have 3 sides of a story where you sit there for, let's say, 4.5, 5 minutes, and listen to him weave an entire story and tell all 3 sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Because they say there's 3 sides of a story. Even though he is retired now, it's hard to beat that guy. Unless you're the rest of my top 8.
Retired. He's coming out, and you know he's coming out, and you know he's coming for, right?
And I know he's coming this year.
He's
God,
he's coming for Quavo.
If he comes for Quavy, it's going to be a. I don't think so anymore. I really don't.
I haven't listened to the podcast, so I don't know where they are with that, but I don't know.
He's coming out.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's coming out for one specific person.
Okay.
I think he's gonna just chop heads. Like, he's just gonna prove that he can rap, and that'd be it. I'm with it. Yo, give me 1 second. Hey, Therese, chill the fuck out.
Therese, wow. It's cool. Wait, and then Tavia says it's Quavo. It's Quavo.
Yo, I saw it. I wasn't gonna say shit because I think it's funny. It's actually Quavious. So who fuck cares?
It's Quavo. All right.
Oh my god, Quavious. All
Oh
right,
my god. Oh my god. All right. Number 8, Pac.
Okay.
Lyrically,
Like I'm not even gonna argue.
that lyrically, Pac is who he is. I don't think he's the greatest MC or lyricist to ever drop mic, but the stuff that he says, the stuff that he did, the things that he did for the culture can never be denied.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like even
True.
even Biggie doesn't have the hold that Pac does as far as the culture goes. Biggie in New York, it's a different story, but as far as it goes for everything, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that Biggie was allowed the time to be able to develop what Pac was trying to do. That's just my opinion. Pac was trying to elevate and bring everybody together as a people. He had songs where he was definitely not. He was definitely secluding himself. He was definitely
Absolutely.
secluding the West Coast. But if you listen to his early stuff before Death Row, that was not the case at all. You know what I mean? Not at all. So, Pac definitely sits in my top 10. There's no way that I couldn't. You know what I mean? For a long time, he sat in my 5, and then I just was kind of like, maybe it's not quite that way. So yeah, who you got at 8?
I got the God MC, Rakim.
Okay, all right.
It's hard not to put Rakim in this. Like he legit taught syncopation and changed rap. You know what I'm saying? When it was just a hip hop, we rocking on the rock. He changed all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just keep it 100. So that's I want to get to now that you mentioned Pac, I want to get to number 7. So
okay,
let's get to Pac. I mean, all respect to Rakim. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's 13th letter, nigga.
You can't deny where he is, what he did for the culture. You can't deny what he did for hip hop in general. You know what I mean? He evolved it for sure. But to move on, my 7, Killer Mike.
Yo, you always bring Killer Mike. All right, go ahead.
Hear me out though. Hear me out.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Killer Mike had his shot to be famous, right? He had his songs. I think he had 2, right? Adidas, and then he had another one out, I think. And Dungeon Family related, all that stuff. He had his chance. He had his opportunity to go mainstream, and it just didn't work because he's too good. Because he's too good. He's too deep. People don't understand it. They don't want to hear what he has to say. But the man bodies every track he goes on. For example, there's a song on Logic's new one. Where Logic himself is rapping about his spirituality and and stuff of that nature, and Killer Mike does not even rap on it. He just comes on and starts talking, says a lot of really deep shit for the culture. Very few people have done as much as Killer Mike has done and is doing right now. And lyrically on the mic, he's a fucking beast. He is a beast. There's a lot of people that cannot stand up to him and how he spits, how he flows, the things that he says, and what he's done for Run the Jewels as well. That collaboration is incredible. And we're talking about like Run the Jewels is about to go. They're on tour right now with Lorde.
Right.
They're on tour with Lorde. And they're in major stadiums. They're blowing up right now, and Killer Mike's gonna be front row with LP as Run the Jewels. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like there's a lot of depth to him. He can give you this kind of track, he can give you that kind of track, or he can just come over and beat you over the head. and he does that a lot. I have mad respect for that man. So
That's crazy. And I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. That was 7, right?
that was 7.
That was 7.
That's
See,
7.
I got Mike at like 21 to 25, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Only because there are roughly 5 people that I think do the same thing he's done.
Okay.
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 But for longer. Like that's all it comes into is longevity for me with Killer Mike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I know it's real strange to say that. I mean, we first heard Killer Mike in what? 03? 02? Something like
it's
that.
early. It's a long time ago.
I'm saying it's been a long time, but
Right.
you have like take Snoop, Ghostface, Ice Cube. Like I put them all in that same category.
You put
know what I'm
Snoop,
saying?
You put Snoop in that same category?
I put Snoop in that category, not lyrically, but what he has done for music.
I put Cube in the same. In that same. I think.
You know what I mean?
Cube and him are very similar.
But I can't take Snoop out of there because I've always compared Snoop and Cube.
Yeah.
Like it just so happened that they were both writers under the exact same person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. 7 is Pac.
Okay.
For me.
Nice.
That's why I wanted to get to 7 because I didn't want to just talk about Pac on your what did you have him at 8, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about Pac on 8 because I'm going to talk about him again. For everything that you said and for honestly, this one reason, Interscope, I want to say he was the first rapper signed to Interscope. I could be wrong.
Negative. That was Dre. I think so. Wasn't it?
No, Dre wasn't signed to Interscope for a long time. I mean, Dre wasn't in the Interscope until Aftermath happened.
Negative. So
Bro wasn't under Interscope until after Pac was on.
Oh, that's right. You're right. My bad. I got it wrong. Yep.
So no big deal. So he's on Interscope, and I'd always been a Pac fan. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Strapped comes on. You see a black dude who's militant, obviously holding a gun in the video.
Yeah.
Bring this guy a baby. Fucking phenomenal. I Get Around. Just a fucking straight up club record.
Right.
But the craziest thing about I Get Around is Pac wrote Shock G's verse.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you go back to I forgot the movie, but it's All Around the World. All Around the World, same song.
Right.
And Pac has a verse on that, and it's arguably one of the best verses that year. Shock G has arguably one of the second, third best verses of that year, and Pac wrote that whole song.
Crazy.
So for Pac's pen, for who he was, from everything from Tupacalypse Now to Me Against the World, like you could take that and just run with that career, and people still can't fuck with that career, not even counting the shit after he went to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or after the death row. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
So Pac number 7 on there, man.
That's tight.
Just fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's tight. And as far as back then, I don't know about now because there's a lot of hardworking MCs. I don't know that anybody worked harder than that fool. All he would do was stay in the studio and spit. That's why he had what's his longevity in rap after he passed. They're still making music, so on and so forth, right? How long has it been?
He had a bunch of records after he's been dead. So we're at what, 20 years? 21? No, 22 years.
It's been 20.
No, 24 years.
He died in '96, right? And Big
it was 96. All right,
Big was 97, I think. Yeah,
Big was 97.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at 6, right?
Yo, that's nuts. He is still touching lives. He's been dead longer than these kids been alive.
Correct.
Yeah, talk about it. That's nuts.
It is nuts. It is nuts. And
yeah, we're number 6. We're number 6.
You ready for this? This was a hard one.
Let's go.
It wasn't that hard for me, but it was for my 5 because my 5 is always difficult. My 6 is Elzhi.
Ooh. Okay.
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 Slum Village. On his own, he's not put out a lot. There's been mixtapes, but two, I want to say it was 2, maybe 3 years ago, he put out Lead Poison, and
Yes.
the things that he did on that album alone, probably not like the best produced album, probably not like this, didn't have this or that, but lyrically, the things that he did, the songs that he wrote, were amazing to me. Every track,
Facts.
every track he put himself into. He even has that one song, Are You Listening? Where he's talking about him being trapped inside of the speaker. And so what he's trying to do is get your attention the whole time that he's rapping. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like how'd I get in here? Yo, hey, is somebody there? Are you listening? This is how that happened, this that happened, blah blah blah. I'm trying to get your attention. I'm trapped in the speaker. Come help me out. The whole track. And it's dope. That whole album, to me, that album when it dropped, and there was a lot of competition that year, it was in my top 3 if it wasn't album of the year. And I'm pretty sure that's the same year that Kendrick dropped his joint too. That he dropped.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, and then
I want to agree with that.
And then you can't deny what he did for Slum Village along with Jay Dilla. You know amazing works of art, amazing albums
Like that.
You know,
That's probably one of the saddest things ever that wasn't able to happen was Elzhi and Dilla together.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and just them. That would have been fucking amazing.
Amazing. It would have been amazing. So that's why big things for tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to this album.
I am pumped. We've been talking about it personally for a while now. I'm ready for this.
Right. Okay. Tell me six.
It's
B.
6, right?
Tell me 6, B.
All right. Nasty himself.
Oh.
It's fucking Escobar season.
Hey.
Nasir
Jones.
Jones.
Yes, sir.
If I have to explain now you and I have had this conversation. If I gotta explain to somebody out there
and
why
over
Nasir
and over again, you might have
Jones
to.
would
I mean,
be
there's
number
nothing wrong.
6.
There's nothing wrong with it. Let them know.
You gotta be
Let them know.
You gotta be fucking crazy. All right, so let's not look. I'll prove this without any classics, quote unquote classics, right?
Yeah.
So no Stillmatic, no Illmatic. Those are at least the 2 that everybody can agree on, right?
Yeah.
It was written possibly better than Illmatic. Nostradamus. No, sorry, I'm skipping one.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, what is it? It was written.
So it was.
I Am
Illmatic. It was written.
I Am.
Mm-hmm.
Nostradamus. Those are probably the 3 best albums he's ever done.
Oof.
Okay, my opinion.
Oof. Okay.
I Am, Nostradamus. Like, let's say them together, right? The first album is I Am. The second album is Nostradamus that I'm talking about.
Right.
If you put them together in a double disc as they are supposed to be, you have I Am Nostradamus.
Right.
You have I Am ... Nostradamus. Period.
That's the double. That's the double. Yeah.
That was supposed to be a double disc, right?
Happened. Yep.
Yeah. You have Godson, possibly. Not even possibly. Like, it's just a great body of work. And let's keep it 100. He did what what's the fucking dude from Harlem? He did what Mace couldn't do. Like, Mace tickled and played with Jay for years.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Little hits here and there.
Right. Oh yeah. I see where you're going with this.
Nas fuck, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nas ethered Jay.
He ethered Jay. Without a doubt, he ethered Jay.
Like, so much so that 16 years later, Remy did the same thing to Nicki.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same beat and everything. Like, it was just that win was handed because of Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So Nas is sitting safely at number 6.
Okay. All right. So there's 10 through 6. So let's take a minute. Can we talk about Black Panther before we go into our top 5s?
Yo, why do you want to change the subject so much? Yeah, get it poppin'.
Damn, Doc. So you went and saw it, right? You seen Black Panther? Okay. So What'd you
Oh,
think?
hold on. For
Whatever,
anybody
whatever.
watching, there may be a spoiler or 7.
Oh, that's true.
What did I think?
What did
What did I think
what
about
did you
Black
think?
Panther?
What did
What
you
did I
think about
think?
Black Panther?
All right, so cool. Let's talk. Let's talk Marvel, right?
Okay.
I've been a Black Panther fan for a long time.
Okay.
Cool. Let's talk Marvel Cinematic Universe. Best movie. It's easily up there with Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers,
Okay.
Iron Man 2.
Okay.
It's easy. It easily compares.
Pause.
Easy.
Pause.
Fucking
Pause.
easy.
Pause.
Talk to me.
Iron Man 2 was awful, I thought. As a Marvel movie, I did not
Shut
like
it down.
at all. I did not like it at all. That's one. That's
Shut
one.
it
He
down.
said shut it down. This man will try and shut down the podcast at
Wait,
least
which one's
5
Iron Man
times.
2?
Huh? That's the one where they're in Monaco and Mickey Rourke he's got like a bunch of armor on and he's got those whips with the electrical whips and shit like that.
No, that was Iron Man 3, wasn't it?
Nah, dog, that was 2. 3 was the Shane Black one.
Oh,
where
3 was
it
was trash.
3 was awful.
3 was trash.
Yeah.
So put it up with Iron Man because Iron Man was hot.
Iron Man was hot.
First one was hot.
Iron Man was a great movie.
Um,
The first,
So
the
here-
first of the, it was the first of the Marvel movies too, wasn't it? Isn't
What?
that Iron Man wasn't that the movie that set off everything?
that started the new MCU. Yes.
Yeah.
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 So
it was first. So let's knock this out, right? Let's knock this
okay.
out.
All right.
Black Panther was amazing. Cinematically,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about like videography. No, it's cinematography. It was shot extremely well, right?
Right.
There weren't the usual Marvel cut scenes where it's like punch, 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 cut.
Right.
It was full flowing shots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the casino, and I'm really trying to not give away shit. When the fighting is downstairs and then you move up to deny upstairs, that's one camera movement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
there's a bunch of one shot camera movements that you only see in, you know what I'm saying, movies that aren't action movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, no doubt.
Ryan Coogler, shout out. If he doesn't get an Oscar, somebody got to get punched in the face. Story wise, if you're big into stories, then you kind of know where the story is going.
Mm-hmm.
There were just really good plot twists. I mean, that are always in this type of story, but they were hitting so well, and certain things were just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to happen just then. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are like, yo, I'm gonna drop this, and then I don't drop the thing, and then everybody gets cool, then I finally drop it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
So it's like that. A1, man. I loved the quiet parts. I'll say that, where
Mhm.
everything gets real quiet. And
Right.
you know the purple parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So where everything gets real quiet, like in the theater, you could hear people eating popcorn, and
Uh-huh.
they realized that it was going to be quiet for a while, and
Uh-huh.
everybody just stopped moving
Right.
and paying attention. Like it was that kind of movie where it demanded your attention. Yo, it was fucking
Agreed.
great, dog.
Agreed. Except for the shout out to the chick that was two seats over from me that was snoring while she was sleeping. It was warm in that
Yes.
theater. It was warm in that theater, and we were at
That's
the late
nuts.
show, 10:10.
That's wild.
But dog, she was sleeping, knocked out. We were laughing at her ass too. It was funny. It was a great
Yo,
movie.
somebody in the back.
It was a great.
Somebody in the
movie.
back did that shit.
Really?
It was amazing. Yeah, he's like, yo,
don't wake
yo,
your
everything
ass
gets
up.
quiet, and I was like, yo, where money? And then everybody was around. There was like, oh shit! Like they realized it was gonna be quiet for a minute. They was like, oh shit, yo, shh.
That's awesome.
Like Roger, shush.
That's
Fuck outta here.
man. That's hilarious. They
This shit was great, man.
It was a great movie. I need to go see it again because there are several things I wanted to take in. I went into that movie. Okay, I don't know much about Black Panther. He was not one of the characters that was on my scope when I was reading comics and stuff like that. I don't know. He just didn't. He
I
just
can understand
didn't
that.
hit me. So I didn't know much about him. I didn't know much about the characters. I didn't know much about the bad guys. So I went into that movie knowing really nothing about it at all. I saw what previews I saw. Usually I try and stay away from previews when I go to movies because I want to be surprised. Coming from the background that I am, I did school to be a director, so there are a lot of things visually. When I see something, it sticks with me, right? So,
Right.
and I can break scenes down just by a preview. I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen. The thing that they show you in the preview is gonna happen right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so I try and stay away from that stuff as much as possible. So I didn't know much going in, and so I was taking a lot in and trying to figure stuff out. It was not what I expected because it was 100% enclosed into itself. It was its own movie. It was its own thing. Yes, he was in other movies and other things happened to lead to where he was and him taking over, but this was all about Black Panther, and I thought that was the best decision that Coogler and the writers could have ever made for this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was excellent.
it was excellent. There were some directorial things that I will not try and critique because
There were a couple of things.
there were a couple of things. Action wise, I know that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the action department, so he needs to pull back the camera a little bit. But other than that, I mean, that's my only complaint about that movie. It's a great movie, and it definitely is up there, probably top 3 as far as the Marvel Universe movies go.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's an amazing feat. It was an amazing cultural experience for me because there's so much going on there. You know what I mean? And then for Coogler to be based out of Oakland and for him to incorporate Oakland, which Oakland is very near and dear to my heart, is meant a lot. You know what I mean? It meant a lot. It brought some of that shit home. And the Panthers being, there as well. So, fantastic movie. Loved every single bit of it. One of the things that stood out to me too is the soundtrack, and it was the score really, not the Kendrick Lamar shit, but the actual score of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Score was great.
It was really incredible.
Out of all the MCU, this is the best scored movie.
Oh,
honestly.
Facts.
That is one thing, and probably the only thing that DC has over Marvel.
Right.
They really know how to score a movie.
Right.
But it's fucking perfect, man. Every character has the perfect backing to whatever they're doing.
Right.
Like, I was real impressed by that one.
Yeah, definitely. Really, so that's it. Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to my daughter who apparently has a crush on that fool. She sent me a text message. We were talking about the movie, and some emojis came up that were in reference to him, and my heart hurt a little bit. But yeah, she apparently has a thing for Michael B. Jordan.
It happens, cuz.
I know, son. I know.
It happens.
So yeah, all right. So you ready for this top 5?
Yo, by the way, just so this is out there, Killmonger was not a villain. He was an antagonist.
Not a villain. He was not a villain. I thought that
True
was
antagonist.
I thought that was one of the brilliant things about that as well, is that he came out and said a lot of things that are relevant. That movie was so deep on so many levels. Whether it was, there was the what everybody calls a crab in the bucket mentality that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you talk about the militant way of thinking that was in there. There was so much about what is really going on right now And I heard a story that when Kirby and I think it must have been Lee, when Kirby and Lee were writing this, they did an episode, and Lee or somebody at Marvel looked at Kirby and said, "You know what? There's too many black people in this book. We need more white people." So Kirby's next episode had the Black Panther whooping the shit out of the KKK to get more white people into the storyline. I thought that was fucking
that's
brilliant.
real.
And Kirby,
that was real.
Kirby,
that was
Kirby's
amazing.
the truth, bro. Kirby is the truth. The people don't really understand about what he did for Marvel. They need to look up. They need to look it up. He's Stan Lee is the head. He's made himself into the headpiece so that no matter what, you have to understand that Marvel at one point did, and no point in Marvel's history have they ever been on their own, not owned by another conglomerate or whatever.
Right.
And so Stan Lee, being the man that he is, very smart. He made himself the headpiece of Marvel so that they couldn't get rid of him, because they could have gotten rid of a lot of people. And Kirby was as instrumental, if not more, in writing the stories that were written. Because according to Stan Lee, he would say, okay, this is what we want to do. We want to have this story and this character and do this and this and that. He'd lay out the outline. Kirby'd write the story through his pictures. So you got to give it to that man. He was a brilliant artist. And a lot of Marvel, a lot of artists now owe a lot to him, So
see, the thing is, I'm not disagreeing with you in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's just like Stan Lee and Kirby, they both did X-Men as well.
Yes.
And I find it incredibly disappointing that people don't even know what the X-Men is really about.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, you have Professor X, who is based on Martin Luther King. You have Magneto, based on Malcolm X.
Right.
Like, and nobody knows who. Like, they just see him as mutants. They don't realize who the mutants represent.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the entire civil rights movement.
Right. Right.
Like, you got to be bugged. Like, it's. I mean, most people are starting to realize that now. You know, with the movies, especially the newer ones,
right?
Not the Patrick Stewart, the other ones, and they're really starting to figure it out. But Marvel has been doing this forever, the entire time,
for a long time.
Big ups to Marvel. It's why I fuck with Marvel and not DC.
Right. Yeah, I have a hard time with DC. I don't think the characters are. I don't think that they've been able to continue to move the characters forward the way that Marvel has always been able to move the characters forward and make them relevant. Real quick, there is a glitch. I want to say that my computer, and on my screen, Brandon keeps pausing and stuff like that. There is a glitch. My computer's probably crashing. So if we don't make it through this whole thing, I'll get it up as fast as possible. There is definitely a glitch on the video, and it is getting worse. So we'll make it through this hopefully. We are currently looking at building a new computer to house this podcast, but we'll get there as we go. So all right. So you ready for this? Anything else we want to drop on Marvel? Black Panther? Other than Marvel, if you have not seen it, you need to go see that. You need to go see that. Killmonger is the character of that movie. Michael B. Jordan kills that role. That man is so talented. Crazy. All right. Number 5.
Yeah, it really is. Let's knock these 5, man.
Number 5.
What are we doing? Straight 5 or we're going back to back?
Let's finish it the way we did it. All
right, cool. Go ahead.
5 with 6 to 10. All right. So number 5 for me, Common.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Common lyrically is a beast. Culturally is a beast.
Holy shit.
He is responsible for he's responsible for my love of Dilla. If it wasn't for him, I would never have found out about Dilla. And
shit.
right, and Dilla changed everything for me. Like when I listened to like Water for Chocolate, it's probably the first Common album I actually heard, and I've listened to all of them. I've gone back. He is definitely one of my favorite artists, hence why he'd go in the top 5. But for him, like Water for Chocolate, how he spit, the way he spit, the things that he said, the man had no fear ever. Anytime he's ever touched the mic, lyrically he has no fear. The content that he drops, how he says things, the man uses all the words in the dictionary of curse words. The man will use them in the tact I don't know, tactful is not the right term, but in a way that everybody, in a way that you'd be like, damn, he really just said that shit. Like, he's intelligent. He's got mad albums. You go back to Can I Borrow a Dollar? Amazing. That album is one of my favorites of him, and he is lyrically killing on that thing. And then his introduction to me for Dilla was essential in how I listen to music now. You know, like Dilla's it for me. I think when I listen to hip hop, as from the production side of things, I love Dilla. When Dilla drops a verse, though, I'm like, yo, what just happened? Who is this guy? But that's we could talk about that on another podcast when we get under our productions. So that's my 5. That's Common has a special place in my heart for sure. Always will.
That's incredible. 5 for me is gonna be the guy on the other end of ether, Jigga Jay-Z. Reasonable Doubt hit me at a very crucial time in life, man. Okay. And it didn't sound like anything else that was out at that time. It helped me. You could give or take the albums in between, and then we go to Blueprint. Fucking Blueprint, man. Blueprint changed hip hop. Like, people were doing sped up samples before, and
sure,
you know, they were doing those type of records, but he made songs out of that shit. And it's just funny. You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. Like, that's still funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I have to give it to him for taking on Nas as well as Mobb Deep. Like, nobody had ever tried to do that.
Right.
Ever. On either front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, nah, you don't talk to that dude like that. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
He made, if Nas absolutely destroyed Jay. Like, I'm gonna say it right now. That Ether joint was incredible. However, Takeover put chinks in Nas's armor. It showed that he wasn't a god MC. He was a man. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So that was just crazy. The shit that he's done after that, you know, up to and including 444, where it was like, yo, after I rhyme about bitches, money, and Armadale, what else do I have? You know what I'm saying? Right. He's been about music. Right. I mean, he's been about money and music and business this whole time, and you see throughout the music, where, you know, the change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going from a regular hustler to almost $1 billion. Like, it's not by, you know what I'm saying, happenstance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
444 is just a great album strictly because so many men are stuck at Jay-Z on like volume 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
And then when everybody figured out that Jay and Beyonce were actually dating, and then you go back and you listen to the music, you find out when they started dating, you like, oh shit. He was talking to her.
Right. Yes.
Like, you look at it was on Clones. It was the Pharrell joint. I can't think of the name of the song, but the verse is like, think about this. I know the verse. The verse starts off, Fuck. I lost it. God damn it. Every time your name was brought up, I would act all nonchalant in front of an audience like you was just another shorty. I put the naughty on, but truth be told, you threw me for a loop this whole. I'm too old to be fronting when I'm feeling Denzel and acting like you ain't appealing when you are, stunting like you ain't my only girl when you are. I'm ready to stop when you are. Like, that's all about her.
Yeah.
8 bars just about her.
Fronting's the song. Fronting's the song.
It's like,
good look, Therese.
Like, come on, guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see from you, me, him, her, and then after that, I'm like, yeah, fuck, you know, all these bitches, and then it's her. Like, oh, okay, now you see the growth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why he sits at 5 easily.
Whew,
and he scored a movie. Like, let's not forget, American Gangster was basically scored by him. Like, what Kendrick is doing right now. Yeah. What Kendrick did with Black Panther, he did with American Gangster. Like, his whole American Gangster album was the soundtrack to the movie. It was just, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever. Keep on.
That's tight. I am not the biggest Jay-Z fan. I've never been the biggest Jay-Z fan, but there's whole albums of his I've never listened to. I only listened to Reasonable Doubt. I listened to it years ago, but I put it on when we started this podcast and we started talking about these and doing these shows where we was just the 3 of us or 2 of us talking. I went back and I started listening. And I told myself this year that I'm going to listen to more Jay-Z. I need to listen to a lot of it, but I was definitely. You have to understand that I was definitely in the Nas camp, and back in the day, I was a little self-righteous. And I would be like, yo, fuck Jay-Z. Like, I'm not listening to that fool. He ain't say nothing. He ain't do nothing. Da 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 da. Nas killed that fool. Blah 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 blah. I'm not like that anymore as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came full circle and was said, you know what? And especially this happened when Drake came big. I was like, fuck Drake. That fool sucks. Blah 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 blah. I still say fuck Drake. I said it on a post today, but I'll still listen to his music because you can't hate on it if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
this is why I stopped hating on mumble mouth rappers.
Pause. Yo, why did Tekashi look like he was a running back?
Yo, hold on. Chill. Check.
Check.
All right, look.
We need a soundboard beat. I want to drop bombs on this shit right now.
Do you know? Okay, listen. Do you know how wild it is for you to go to a city to do a show and to get whatever fucking gang in that city said you got to check in? You know how fucking wild that is?
Yeah, look.
That's basically saying wipe your feet on my mat and come see me before you come into my house. Like, bitch.
Dog, they came off the plane.
Nobody is stopping me.
Gang, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He had the fucking flag hanging out the wrong pocket. They came off the plane that way. So I was like, yo, dog, they gonna murder this man in L.A. Like somebody else. Tavia, you pronounce his name Tekashi, or you just call him 6ix9ine because the dumbass has a big 6ix9ine fucking printed right on his goddamn head.
Right here.
2 years ago, dog. 2 years ago, he was in Catholic school. I'm just saying.
When you joined a gang 6 months ago,
from Catholic school,
members of that gang kind of want to go, "Hey, who are you?" If you go, "Nah, fuck y'all," then whatever. I'll tell you what though, like real shit, nobody has ever told Snoop to check in.
Negative.
Just
they never will either. They never will. Ever.
Like I've come to realize that gang shit, and I'm just saying this, like real shit.
Yeah.
Like gang shit in the West Coast, that's real shit. In LA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where they started.
It's real.
Like, let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
So there are gangs on the East. Mm-hmm. You got gangs in the Midwest. You got vice lords, etc., etc. Nah, son.
The way
Like
that
people,
the way
you know
that
what I'm
you
saying?
see
Like gangs started for real.
the way that gang culture is now was because of how it started out here.
Yeah,
It's the way that it is. You know what I mean? So you got these, you got MS. You know what is it? MS-16. Them
13.
motherfuckers 13. You got them motherfuckers. They're crazy. They're all over the place, right?
yo, they're for real crazy.
And they're for real crazy.
Like
You
they're
be
for real.
motherfucker be in Idaho. They be ganging out in Idaho, and this shit is for real. Like you don't fuck with them.
Like
it's just not-
MS-13 is MS-13 everywhere. Like that's some
Everywhere.
crazy shit. Like you see
Everywhere.
somebody with an MS-13 tat, like that's who they are.
Right.
Yo, all respect to MS-13, cuz.
Yeah, what's up, cuz? We good.
Like real shit.
We good.
But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, y'all want to fuck around with it, you get fucked up.
Right. Yeah.
Like-
Pause. Tavia.
If I'm a blood, I'm be like a bullet.
Tavia asked, so that's not Little Pump. Dog.
Yo, shut it down.
Dog.
Shut it down.
And actually,
Shut it down.
She also asked, is MS-13 a Mexican gang? It's Salvadorian in nature. That's where it started.
Yo, who the fuck says is that a Mexican gang? Like
Tavia says is a
how-
Mexican gang.
unpolitically correct can we be today?
Facts.
I'm just
Facts.
yo, is that Mexican gang? Like, oh my god. What the fuck are you doing?
All right, let's get back to where we at. What are we doing?
I said Jay, so we got to be on 4,
so
guys.
we're on. So
We
we're
gotta
on
be
four.
on 4, guys.
We're on 4. Number 4, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that has never ever written a verse down. Black Thought.
Yo, you're so trash for putting Black Thought at 4.
Actually,
You're so
when we did this on the fake show before, that my top 5 has not changed. Not one bit.
Oh, you're super trash.
Dog, when we did this, your Jay-Z wasn't even in your top 10.
Yes, he was. I changed.
He's lying. Don't listen to him. He's lying.
I changed one person. I mean, 2 people because I swapped 2 people, but that was it.
All right.
You're trash. All right, no, you're fucking trash for putting Black Thought at 4.
Who's your 4?
4, Royce the 5'9". He will tell you himself that he is the only person living that can ever spank Eminem on the same record with him, and he's easily correct. M fits in a lane. Like if you don't like M, then you don't like M. But M fits in his own lane, and he owns that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking owns that lane.
Right.
Royce is the only person on earth I have ever seen to jump in that lane, destroy that lane, create a new lane, and own both. You have Slaughterhouse, who is arguably the best 4 MCs alive right now. You know what I'm saying? You got Crooked Eye, you got Joel Ortiz, Joe Budden, who is number 9. You know what I'm saying? And Royce the 5'9". Arguably the people you do not want to be on a song with, and Royce destroys them on every song.
Right.
And he doesn't try. Like, it's not that he's trying to go hard on them. It's just that they're rapping really fucking good.
Right.
And he just raps, and it's really fucking amazing.
He destroys
like
everybody
absolutely
in that group.
incredible.
He really does.
Yeah,
you know, like
it's like he's there to hang out. You know
what do you say exactly? What do you say about Royce? You know what I mean? Like the man, he's in my tops as far as storytelling goes too. And if you have any doubts about that, go listen to Tabernacle off of Layers. It's also on the mixtape before that album came out. But Tabernacle is genius how he puts it together, and he's telling his life story right in front of you, and the way that he's spitting, how he's spitting, the way that he's saying it. There are very few people that can spit like that and tell stories like that.
Right, you ride.
Right,
It's incredible.
So we'll just hop into 3 real quick because Royce is my 3.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, you're responsible for him being up there.
I know.
Fucking bitch. God damn.
And I'm not
have
like,
a little bit of
like. Here's the thing. Like, I'm not
humility. There's this thing that's called humility.
Nah, check.
Humility,
I don't have a lot.
Yeah, I know you don't.
The thing is, I'm not taking credit for Royce being in that top 3. It is like, as a fucking fan, I felt bad when you told me that you didn't give a fuck about Royce or whatever the fuck you said about Royce. And I was like, oh my. Like, have you fucking heard this shit?
Do you remember do you remember what I really said about Slaughterhouse?
I don't. Okay. Honestly, I don't.
Here was and still somewhat is my take on Slaughterhouse.
I washed it out of my brain because there was no way you could say that crazy ass shit. I'm listening. Go ahead.
4 MCs
picked to live in a house.
Washed up and they don't have any commercial viability as individuals. That was my take. Crazy? That was my take on them, because I felt like at the time, Budden, and I didn't know about the mixtape series. I didn't know about mood music.
Right.
Say that 3 times fast.
For shizzle.
Is amazing. Mood music. Fuck, dude. Mood music is an amazing mixtape series. If you have not listened to it, you are doing yourself a disservice. I'm pretty sure you can find it. I'm pretty sure it's on DatPiff.
It's on DatPiff. It's still on DatPiff. It's on
every mixtape ever is still on DatPiff.
I think my mixtape is on DatPiff, honestly.
Really?
Like, real shit.
I mean, we should really go look after the
dog.
show.
It's from like 06, 07. Shit. It should still be there.
Yo, my man Brandon Heat. That shit is fire. You're missing out. You're missing out if you haven't listened to that shit.
Yo,
ask for it in your email. He'll send it to you, dog.
Yeah, email it. I'll send that shit out. Alienation, crazy fucking.
It's
crazy.
Fire.
Yo, real shit. Before I tell you my 3,
yo,
I told somebody jokingly, I was like, yo, I got a fucking mixtape, blah 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 blah. They was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's garbage. I was like, what the fuck are you about?
That's fucked up.
I was like, what the it was like, nah, you've been wearing wool. Like, this is really the fucking conversation. Yo, nah, you've been wearing wool coats and sweaters and scarves and shit. I was like, dog, I'll bar the fuck out of you right now.
But it's Ralph, though.
Yeah, it is Ralph. Like, dog, I keep it 100, man.
Wow.
All right, so speaking of barring people to death, number 3 is Kendrick.
That's what changed. Ouch.
Yes, that is what changed.
Wow.
Wow. And I told you what happened when we talked about this before. Damn was only played one way, the regular way. The second version had not dropped. I said, if it's ever confirmed that Damn is supposed to be played backwards,
right,
for another story,
right,
then he has 4 classics back to back. Damn came out in reverse order.
Yep. Came out
from TDE.
Came out in February last year. Or was it March?
What?
It was pretty early. Damn came out. It was pretty early in the year.
Reverse order?
No.
Oh,
the original.
Yeah, it might have been March.
Something like that. I remember it came out of nowhere.
And Damn in reverse order came out, I want to say, in December.
It was Christmas Eve or day.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
And as soon as that happened, I was like, and moved him up. Right. I was like, there's no way. Like, you know, if you could say Nas has 4 classic albums, right?
Yeah.
Throughout his body of work, you know what I'm saying? And Kendrick has 4 back to back. Like, each album sounds different.
Right.
Each album has its own vibe. Each album has, you know what I'm saying, classic material. And the only thing that is the same is Kendrick.
Yeah.
And if I really want to, I can take the Black Panther soundtrack and put it in there because he curated that entire album.
It's his, and on
You know what
certain
I'm saying?
parts, yeah, it's his. He's the one
So
that's responsible for the majority of music that you're hearing on there. You know,
exactly.
whether I
So
don't know if it's a production side or if it's mainly an executive producer type role, but he's responsible for the style, the sound, everything about that album.
right from what I'm hearing, it is executive production.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He legit curated everything. He if you want to talk proteges of Dr. Dre,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You have Mailman, you got Snoop, you got Cube, Eminem, you got I give you 50. Like I'll throw 50 in there
Sure.
just cause.
Sure.
Um
Well, I mean, he benefited from a lot of
yeah, he
Dre
benefited, but
production.
it wasn't like Dre was, he was signed to Aftermath. He was signed
He
to
was like
Shady.
shady, right? Right.
Same thing with Game. Like
Hmm.
that had to have been the best time of Game's life at one point. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? To
no
be,
doubt.
and I can imagine
he
what
was
that's
signed
like.
to G Unit, right?
He was signed to Jew Unit,
And then
but he
Aftermath
still
after
had
that.
Dre beats.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
how did that work out?
Because I want to say that he got pulled
'Cause
off of G
I want to
Unit
say
because of the
he
beef.
wasn't on Aftermath. I want to say he wasn't on Aftermath. He was on
Oh.
Interscope.
Oh, word?
Like I want to say he made that jump. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like it was just
Okay.
paperwork. They weren't losing any money.
Right.
But Kendrick, man, if shit, like he sat there and he listened to everything Dre said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As it takes to make a great sounding album,
Right.
and they sound better sonically every time.
Sure.
So Kendrick number 3, man, 4
Wow.
classics back to back,
Wow. Okay.
unfuckwittable.
Okay. I think he's. I will say this. I will say this, and I was telling my friend this the other day. Is that I feel like guys like Kendrick, Cole, Logic, to some extent Joey Badass, are responsible for saving the culture in the current state that it is in.
Okay.
Hip hop. Okay, because prior to them, you don't have a lot of commercially viable MCs making music. There's a bit of a drought there. You have Kanye making music at this point still. You have some other people making, but they're not making the waves that they have been. And Drake is definitely definitely top tier as he is still right now. You had Young Thug starting to make movement. Who I heard this week. Young Thug wants to change his name to Sex. So
That is confirmed.
Sex. He said it on Twitter. So
SCX, what we doing? Yo, call me sex. Like, no, I'm not. Like, yo, let me pause real quick.
Pause.
I'm gonna take you back to Kings of Comedy.
Okay.
My man Cedric the Entertainer said, "I'm not calling no grown man delicious." We're in that same category. Like, if you walk
Yes.
to me, I'm like, "Yo, what's good, money? What's your name?" And you tell me sex, I might punch you in the face. And it's not on some homophobic, transphobic, and none of that. It's just like, yo, money. You want me to call you sex? I should punch you in the fucking face
Right.
because you're dumb
I hear you.
as fuck.
Do you think
Dumb AF.
Do you
No,
think
man,
that it's
what's up?
on any kind of level to what, like when Prince did? And I'm not comparing the two. I'm just comparing the name changes because Prince.
You know what's
and
crazy?
Young Thug are in no way the same category of artist. But
Hold on.
you remember when Prince did that? He changed his name. It was just Symbol.
It was
just Symbol,
this
right?
shit.
Right.
It was this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to actually compare Prince and Young Thug together,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, think about the moves that he's made.
Yeah.
He basically has pushed the lines of masculinity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Low ass Prince come out in all purple with heels on. He'd be like, okay,
And this is in the 80s.
the fuck is You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck is going on? But then he does
Right.
Purple Rain. He be like, and then he does Die for You. He be like, I will die for you. And you be like, I'm doing this shit to print. Like, I'm pointing to a dude doing this, right?
Yeah.
So, Thugger with the I'm sorry, Sex with the dress on and all. Like, I was like, oh yeah, all right, cool. So if you wanted to compare, and entertainment wise, in the grand scheme of things, him and Prince, I would say that's a very honest critique.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That way.
Yeah.
Musically,
oh my God.
What was that joint? Yeah, he's on some pop record. It's like, Jeffrey just had you waiting in the top. It's Atlanta with no manners.
That's actually exactly how he sounds.
Right? That's how it sounds, right?
That's how it sounds.
So I listened to that joint and I was like, yo, he fits with the record. But that's all that I've heard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know how the shit sounds. I don't know. I don't know if you can't make that this is this generation's Prince.
Right. So you remember when Wyclef is whatever, but when you remember when Wyclef said that that Sex, Young Thugger was like Pac, right? He was this generation's Pac, or whatever it is that he said, whatever everybody took out of context. I heard that interview. I heard the post interview, I guess. It was later on, because he took a lot of criticism for that shit. And what he was saying is that when Thugger goes into the studio, his creativity is ridiculous, and it really does sound like the guy has got a lot of talent. It's just, this is how they decide to put out talent nowadays, as far as your sound goes. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
Well, we could talk about a lot of them like that, or not a lot, but we had that conversation with Quavious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Takeoff. Like, Quavious can actually rap.
Right.
Or not Takeoff. What's the other one?
What is it?
Quavo.
Takeoff.
Quavo.
Offset. Yeah, that's right.
Offset. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can actually rap, but this is how they choose to rap. Designer. We have heard Designer rap, and he is good. You know what I'm saying? He's not a
Can you hear anything that he says?
He's not a super dog. He raps as good as I am speaking to you right now.
He doesn't just go.
No. Dude, no. He was like, ba, 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 ba. Like, he had bars. I was like,
Arupa tump tump.
Fucking shocked and amazed, dog.
I rip when I rhyme. I rhyme when I rip. This is the way that Dylan spits.
5. Yeah, I ain't fuck with you no more, man. Shut this shit down, dog. Yo, upset.
Yo,
it's Quavo, Takeoff, and Upset. Fuck with y'all no more, man. And that Timmy Turner, that Timmy Turner joint, man. The joint's kind of fresh, man.
Versace. No? Okay.
Gang.
All right. So we go up to 2, right?
Yeah, we on 2.
All right. So 2 is.
Let me hear this bullshit. No.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and I do love Slick Rick, but this guy is my favorite storyteller out of all of them. Ghostface Killah. The man continues to reinvent himself. He's been in the game how long now? 92? 36 Chambers came out in 93, I think, right? 92, 93?
92, 93.
Right? So, and now we're still talking about Ghostface. He's still putting out albums. He's
got 24.
I don't know how many he's got. He's got a lot, though, and he's continuing to put out albums one right after the other. You know, he just released an album with Apollo Brown. Not my favorite album, but I really liked it. I thought it was still good. It's just like, if I want to hear Apollo Brown and another artist, I want to hear the artist. I don't want to hear Ghostface and a bunch of other artists. It's not a Wu-Tang record. I want Ghost and and Apollo Brown. So it was not a bad album. It's just not my favorite of his. But
Nothing wrong with that.
No. He continues to reinvent the wheel, reinvent Ghostface Killer, do things that people throughout his career that people think aren't he's not capable of. He does not get the credit that I think that he deserves, which is hence why he ends up on my number 2. I could listen to Ghostface all day, and you could get him cooking crack on the pot in the Pyrex, or you get some deep love songs, where he's doing he is telling a pregnant woman how much he loves her and that he'd like to have her on the team.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So Ghost is as versatile a rapper as there is, period. That in my eyes.
I don't fuck. I of course I disagree on Spot, but I don't disagree with the description. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly
and I'm a huge Wu fan. If you ask
he's in my 20.
If you ask me, well, I won't say that. So.
See, my thing with Ghost is matter of fact, my thing with Ghost is the same as my thing with Jadakiss.
Okay.
I love Jada with Styles P. I love Ghost with Ray. Like, there's just something about those two together.
Oh, yeah.
Does that change it? If I had to pick two, if I could put them on one spot, that would change my top 10.
If you could put them together?
Yeah, it would change my top 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know who I would take off too.
I think
like Rakim would have get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I think that Raekwon is a great MC. I think that he lyrically can and does a lot on the mic. The guy doesn't have the best of picks when it comes to beats. That's always been his weakness for me. But when him and Ghost get on a track together, when they get on a whole album, Cuban Links 1 and 2 were both phenomenal albums.
It's just fuck.
I don't know what happens when the two get I don't know what happens when the two get in the studio together, but it's fucking magic.
It's just Ghost could lead you so far down a path. You know what I'm saying? He could take you way the fuck out there, but Ray just grounds him. It seems. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they're always in the box. It's fucking great. Ray and Ghost, Jada Styles P, Red and Meth, fucking Kid and Play. Like they're the fucking dopest duos ever.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just is what it is.
Yo.
As a matter of fact, if anybody says shit about Kid and Play, I'm about to go to fucking chat. I will fuck y'all up because they fucking are from New York and brought DC fucking go to life. Like, fuck out of here.
Okay. All right. If anybody's looking to, since we're talking about Styles P, if you're looking to see what Styles P can really do, go and check out that EP that him and Talib Kweli put together. That's a fucking brilliant piece of work. That it's an EP. It's maybe 9 songs, 8 songs, something like that. Everything's a banger, and the thing goes together so well. You really get a highlight of both MCs, and I think that's incredible. Styles P working hard last year. Put out two albums. He had one with Burner, which was amazing as well, and then he had the one with I think, did he put a solo joint out too?
That was the joint with Kweli last year, though, right?
And then he did a joint with Kweli. Yeah. So he had 2 collabos last year, which is impressive. So those guys are always working hard. If you listen to mixtapes aren't the same as they used to be, but if you listen to the old DJ mixtapes, those guys were forever on them, and they were forever new bars, stuff you've never heard, stuff that's never been on on LPs or your commercial records. Mixtape wise, the Locks as a group, Styles and Jada especially, hard-working motherfuckers. All right.
Facts.
Number 1.
No. I'm on number 2.
Oh, fuck. See, I tried, people. I tried.
Nah,
Go ahead.
I'm not letting
Therese said that
she
just locked eyes with you, and it was unsettling. That's what she said. Okay. Just letting you know. She also said, and I
Yo,
can't,
she's
I
had a
can't
couple
let this
more.
go. I cannot let this go. This was fire. She also said Prince could play basketball. Thug plays with balls.
Yo, chill. The fuck is going on? All right, fuck. I'm not in this fucking chat, dog.
I'm just like, it's right in front of me. I'm just letting you know. I had to contain my laughter. If you saw I had my hand over my face, that was why. Because Therese, I can't with you.
God damn it.
Fucking can't.
Because now, all right, look. Before I get to number 2, because now that is in my head, like. Like, you playing with balls, my guy? Yo, high pitch and everything. Eh, fuck y'all.
All right, number two.
Number 2. All right. So 1 and 2 came down to.
Oh God.
Yo, it was tight, dog. Like, I know what I told you before, because you know who my 1 is. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I do.
And I know you know who my 2 is. 1 and 2 came down to the better solo album.
Okay.
And neither one of them has a solo album.
Oh God.
Go figure.
Oh, I want to choose my top 10 now. Fuck.
So I went, fuck. Okay, who has more material?
Yeah.
My number 2 has 2 less years. I'm sorry, 1 less year.
Okay.
With almost the same amount of material. So number 2 is Andre 3 Stacks.
Ooh.
Andre Benjamin, Dre, whatever you want to call him. Love Below. When did Love Below come out? In the 2000s, before 2010? It's been at least 7 years, right? Okay, so it's
like 04, 05.
It was best album of that decade to me, and I hold no punches on that.
Wow,
it's the best album of that decade.
Wow.
It was the one album that I still go back to today to listen to. Like, I had to force myself to stop listening to it.
Wow.
So I wouldn't tire of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, look at the lip. Ah, fuck it, I can't whistle to that. Yo, dead ass, man. Flu and shit. Flu game heat. So
you're doing all right considering you got the flu.
Andre 3000, man. He
Can I say something real quick?
God damn it. Just
can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I think the Love Below is trash.
Shut it down.
I swear to God, dude. I listened because we had this conversation, right? And I went and picked it up and I listened to it. And I listened to it before. Man, put the fucking headphones back on.
My bad. I had technical difficulty. My fault.
Technical difficulty, my ass. And the album it's weird, bro. It's weird, and I cannot get past. It has very little flow. There are dope ass songs on there. There are dope ass songs. Caroline, I think that song's Roses or some shit like that. It's dope. Hey Ya, dope.
Hey Ya. I'm listening.
Shake it. So, I love it. But I just don't. It's not for me. And I tried so hard. But it's weird. It's a weird album. And I cannot do it. I cannot do it. And it's one of the reasons that he's not in. It's one of the reasons he's not in my top. Lyrically, he's a fucking genius and he's a beast. He's killed a lot of verses. He's killed a lot of as a solo act. I mean, it's not my thing. So,
yo, where do you rank T.I.? Just out of nowhere, just where you rank T.I.?
I don't think very highly of T.I. at all.
Yo,
my biggest issue with T.I. is that he repeats himself over and over and over again. A lot of his songs, and I can't remember if it's King or it's one of them. I can't remember what album I have. It's early though. It's early T.I. and I could not.
No, dog, I feel the same way, which is crazy.
Therese says weird does not equal trash though. No, it doesn't.
Oh, she said her name and everything.
Right. She did. No, it does not equal trash, but at the same time, it's just the album has no flow. Has no flow. Has no flow.
How does it not have?
I don't. It just for me
How
it
does it
doesn't.
not?
For me it does not. That's
How does
why.
it not have flow? See, this is what. Okay, so before we get into one, let's discuss this real quick. How does the album not have flow when, in fact, the entire album is all about one woman
Okay.
and one thing?
Okay.
The entire album is all about music. Like it is literally why there is no Outcast album. That's what the entire album is about.
I get that, but
You know what I'm saying? Like
what comes out of that, and for what I take it of, it's not good. It's just not good to me. And that's all my.
I'm just
opinion.
asking why you. I'm just asking why you just sound like a sucker. That's. Yeah. So,
oh my god.
like, here's what's crazy. No. Serious business. Serious business. I don't hold that against you. I mean, it is what it is. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. I think
it's fine.
Maybe it's a southern shit. Maybe it's something else. I don't know what it is, but I know that myself and some other people that I've talked to don't think highly of that album.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what did you think of Idlewild? I mean, although it was a soundtrack, that was an Outkast.
That's a soundtrack, right?
It was an Outkast album, though.
I slept on that. I don't think I've ever listened to it.
Okay, no problem. Did you listen to Big Boy and Dre Presents, which was a what do you call it?
Like
it was a greatest hits album, but they had new tracks on it as well.
No, I definitely didn't listen to that.
Okay, I can see. No. I'm saying I can see how The Love Below is weird to you. Then, if you come from Stankonia, and then jump into The Love Below,
I mean,
you've missed a huge transition. If that makes sense, just with sound.
Sure, but that wasn't the only thing that I've listened to of theirs. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no. But I'm saying everything up to Stankonia was Outkast. Big Boy and Dre Presents was, greatest hits, and then some more shit that Dre put together.
Sure.
Then you go to the Idlewild soundtrack. That was more shit Dre put together.
That's in between.
Yes, they're in between.
Afterwards. Okay, got it.
No, both in between. So what I'm saying is, if you go from Stankonia to The Love Below, you're missing. Let's just call it like in similarity, you would go from looking at somebody when they're 12 and then looking at somebody when they're 25. And you've missed everything else. You may not recognize them.
You're talking about the transition between the group and the solo artist.
I'm talking about the sound transition.
Sure.
From Stankonia, you start hearing, because Drake produced a lot of Stankonia. You start hearing more rock. After that, you start hearing less rock, more drum and bass, more poppy electro shit.
Sure.
Which is all The Love Below.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's hardly any hip hop really on that album. You know what I'm saying? So if you go into it with the knowledge that, Stankonia was dope, I like Outkast, I listen to AT Aliens and Southern Playlist of Cadillac Funky Music, and you listen to all of that, and then you jump into The Love Below, Speaker Box sounds really familiar.
Speaker Box sounds familiar, but it's...
Love Below is just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that, and then that's definitely where I'm coming from. And I think that when it first came out, I was so in love with Stankonia and albums before that. When I saw that it was a split and it was a double album, double solo project, I stopped and was like, man, maybe I don't want to do this. I don't think I listened to it later on. There's a lot of times where, especially a lot of times when I was younger, I had like the certain image. I was thinking about this today. I had my certain image of this artist, and I had my heart broken so many times when I was growing up. Like a solo album of this great group. I fucking love this album. Albums today that I will listen to now and be like, this album is essential. This is who I was when I was growing up. This album is an epic album. I could listen to it now and it's amazing. And then they put out another album after that and it was fucking garbage. And so I had a lot of those moments where I didn't want to be disappointed by something. And I wanted to keep that image of an artist in my head and not say, oh man, that was trash. I've overcome that and I listen to everything now, right? But at that point, that was something that I didn't want to do. So, but when I did go back and listen to it and I was like, I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, and I get that. That makes sense. I never knew about Idlewild. I didn't know that album existed or that soundtrack existed. I don't even think that I saw the movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing. So our generation, like, not counting Prince, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
If you want to compare, like, he would honestly be the Prince.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It comes down to like take Idlewild, for instance. Sure. They made that movie around the soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It was a Dre-inspired movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the dude who went on to play Jimi Hendrix because he loved Jimi Hendrix and learned how to play guitar like Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I can understand where you would be like, yo, that's a weird ass album. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
But if you listen to those two albums, you know what I'm saying, the Big Boy and Dre Presents, the Idlewild soundtrack, it will clue you in to what's going to happen.
Got it.
If you watch Idlewild, you'll visually see everything that takes place in Hey Ya.
Got it.
You'll see the rest of those videos, and they will all make sense.
Right.
You know, so that's where that is. Like, this conversation has always been weird when people don't understand it.
Right.
Because there's so much for me to tell you to understand.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, cuz we out here.
It's what it is. It's what
we out here.
It's what it is. I definitely don't take anything away from Dre at all, like, as far as an artist goes, as far as an MC especially goes. He bodies a lot of people in the industry. A lot.
Facts.
He should be in my top 10, but he's not. I don't have room for him. He's probably 11. And really, like, a lot of things have to do with that because, you know, certain guys are essential to, you know, the style of music that I want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, and the style of music that I've heard and what shaped me over the years, Master Ace being one of them. You know what I mean? So
Master fucking Ace. Yeah, I'm with you.
Man. All right.
On to number one, sir.
On to number one. We all know. Anybody that knows me knows what number one is.
Jay-Z?
Nasir Jones. Nas. Godson.
This is a fact. I eat that.
Everybody knows. I wore the shirt today to make sure that everybody knew Illmatic. Number one album.
Yo, real talk. This whole time I thought it said Blueprint. No lie. I'm sitting here.
I don't even own a Jay-Z shirt.
Shit! I'm sending you one. Yo, dead ass.
Do it. You know my size. So,
shirts printed.
Oh my god. So Nas, as far as what does Nas mean to me? Nas means to me, and we touched on this already. Nas is the guy that killed Jay. In my eyes, when Jay needed it the most, when the culture needed it the most, when Jay was running off and doing all the shit that he was doing, Nas came in and fucking annihilated him. So that's one. Illmatic is another reason for that album. What it is. I mean, I bought the album like 3 or 4 times now. I bought the original. I bought the one that they put out. I bought the one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it continues. The one that came with the, you know, I went and saw him in concert when he did the movie. Like, yo, seeing that movie live with like 10,000, I don't know how many people were in there, probably 8,000 hip hop heads, was an amazing experience. Like, it was incredible. You know, and then to see him come on stage, for him to have, you know, his brother out there, for all that stuff. So you know, it was written amazing. Like, I feel like in my head, as a Nas fan slash fanatic, that he's got 4 or 5 classics, and not a lot of artists can say that about a lot of artists. You know what I
don't
mean?
deny that.
Yeah. So
I'm with you.
even Life is Good was not a greatest album, but I mean that stayed in my deck for 3, 4, 5 weeks.
It was a great listen, though.
It was a great listen.
I listened.
Amazing story that he told. You know.
My problem, and as you see it, what did I have him at 6, right?
Yeah, he had him at 6.
My problem with Nas, and in my eyes, he has 2 classics.
Yeah,
I can argue, I can agree with 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can see how that's possible.
Right.
My eyes, he has 2, and that's I Am and Nostradamus.
Mm-hmm.
They were just amazing. The problem with Nas, though, I'm sorry, 3, 4, yeah, 4. Fuck, yeah, 4. My problem with Nas is after I listen to the album once, I almost don't have to listen to it again. It's not anything that Nas does wrong,
right,
or badly. It's just that he almost he paints such a vivid picture that you kind of don't have to dive in anymore.
Right.
Like it is right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what hurts Nas for me.
And
I'm like, I would love to put him higher. That, and yeah, he doesn't always have the greatest delivery.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, sometimes, like, if he's not, like, you can tell when he puts out a song that he really wasn't feeling, he just pushed it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I
so
can understand that.
That's it.
And he has a lot of songs on albums where I feel like that, you know, there's like, oh yeah, I could see this song's not that great, or this thing or whatever. I felt like Hip Hop Was Dead, or Is Dead, is one of those albums where it was like there was a lot of misses on that album. And you know, it's not a bad album, it's just not great. The Untitled album, I think, is amazing, and the story behind that album, what he had to do to get that album out, and the fight that he had to have that, because he wanted to put the N-word across the cover.
Right.
That was the cover.
The name of it. That was the name of the album.
That was the name of the album. And you know, he fought the record label. I think was it Columbia? No, it had to be Def Jam at the time, right?
It might have been his last with Columbia. Maybe.
So I don't know.
I don't know that Def Jam would have said that, but it might have been. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. So I think you listen to a lot of Nas. You listen to his story, where he came from, who he is. He bucked the system from an early age. I mean, the man he's a child and he dropped out of school, and you know, taught himself through books. Like, and who you are and who you have now is who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope. It's crazy. So Nas is my number 1. He will be for a long time. Let's go.
Black Thought. Yo, no introduction, no talk, no shit talk, nothing. Black Thought.
Nothing needed. Like, if you have any doubts about why Black Thought is great, go watch that 10-minute freestyle that he had on. What was it? Was it on? It was on Flex, right? Funk Flex. It was a
10-minute freestyle on Flex.
Came out the same day as the Eminem album, and one freestyle.
He does that. One freestyle built that whole album. He does the freestyle on Sway in the Morning with Method Man.
Yeah.
And Method Man himself says, "Yo, I gotta go write some shit."
Right.
Dead ass.
Right.
What's the show? Jimmy Fallon show. Whatever he does is off the top of the head. Questlove is right there to play it.
Yeah.
Oh, what it is. Pick an album. They just went in and fucking did an album.
Yeah. Interesting fact about the Roots is that prior to working on Fallon, they never rehearsed a show. They didn't know how to rehearse. They went into Fallon and then like, shit, You know that we have to rehearse because we got to play certain songs and do this. We can't just do whatever we want anymore because not everybody knows our music. We got to play this or that or whatever. When I heard Questlove say that, I was like, you mean to tell me this whole time, all these albums, all you ever fucking did was freestyle? This whole time. Like, maybe you went in and had a concept, but y'all just, there's like, it's like what jazz music is to you know, people that love jazz music, to the musicians, is they go in and they just jam. And that's what the Roots did, and that's what Black Thought is capable of.
Like, here's what's all right. So also you got to talk Talib Kweli, arguably one of the greatest lyricists ever. He's in my 15, just not my 10. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, wait. Yeah, he's in my 15, not my 10.
He's gotta be on 15 too.
He gets on that. Pharoah Monch is on the record. Black Thought destroys them both.
Yeah.
People talk about Big Pun, and for me, that Capital Punishment is bar none an amazing fucking lyrical ass album.
Right.
Black Thought gets on there. Pun is rapping his fucking ass off. Black Thought gets on there, raps. I forgot Pun's verse. Forgot it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anybody could not like Black Thought. I just don't. He has the Philly voice, not the Meek Mill voice. Like, that is the Philly voice, not the Kevin Hart voice. He has the Philly strong ass voice. He comes on every track, conscious music. He can get down with some club shit.
Yeah.
You Got Me is one of the best R&B crossovers ever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't break them off. Like, they used to go to a club in Philly and just play, and then they'd be like, "Oh, let's go make a song."
Yeah.
And they would take that and go make a song, and that'd be it. Like, it's fucking great, man.
It's crazy.
He's just an amazing MC. I've never heard him say the same line twice. Never heard him use the same metaphor again. Like, how?
He's that good. He's that good. He needs a solo album. He needs one bad. As an MC to stand out on his own, I need a solo album from that fool. I do.
Facts.
I do. And if he puts one out,
Facts.
and if it's fire, he might knock Nas off the one. He's that good.
Yeah, I know.
He is. He is. That's the one thing that's separating. And I've heard solo stuff from him before. I bought a LP that had him on both sides, solo joints. And I think had to be after if things fall apart. Had to be after that album. He was probably thinking about doing a solo. It wasn't solid. You know what I mean? He needed the roots. I worry about that. He needs the roots to make himself a better MC. He needs Questlove, maybe. So,
you know, at one point I would agree with you. Prior to him, and honestly, it's right about that time. Like, I would agree with you at about that time.
Yeah.
Things fall apart. After that, he's done things without the roots because he had to. You know what I'm saying? It's a feature on somebody else's record.
Sure.
It's this, it's that. And, you know, he just fell in that pocket and he never left that pocket.
Sure.
His pocket is amazing.
Why would you? At one point when the Roots when really I was not sure that I would ever hear another Roots album. At one point that was probably his time to strike. And I wonder why he didn't. You know what I mean? Because the Roots were in dire straits. It was really bad, you know. And,
when was this?
This is after Things Fall Apart, when they've hit they won in a Grammy. They're at their peak, and then they drop. What's the one? It's just got Black Thought on the cover. Fuck.
Tipping Point.
I think it might be. That's the one with. I think it's Root 2.0 on it.
Phrenology.
Phrenology. That album is not good. There's a lot.
That album is amazing.
There's a lot that is good on that album. A lot that's good on that album. But the best song on there is the rock song, to me. That
that song is crack.
It's crack. It's crack. I think that's Seed Point. I think that's Seed 2.0. I think that's the song.
Point oh.
But again, okay. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the Seed. Okay, so I just pulled it off because I gotta prove you the fuck wrong right now.
Yeah.
Rock You is crack. The joint the song is just exclamation points is fucking you're bugging. Sacrifice, it's all right. Rolling with Heat, crack.
Okay.
The Seed, crack. Break You Off, crack. Water, Quills, Pussy Galore, and Complexity are all fucking
Pussy Galore is a good song. Pussy Galore is a good song.
Water is a great song for anybody that's been a Roots fan since day one.
There is dope shit on there. But as an album, this is probably the similar conversation that we're gonna have about Andre 3000. Is as an album, there are 4 albums prior to this. One album I have not heard until recently, because it wasn't readily available.
What?
I can't remember. Let me look them up real quick. So
you got From the Ground Up, Do You Want More, Illadelph, Half-Life, Things Fall Apart, then Phrenology.
Hold on. Yo, I typed in Roots and I did not mean to bring up the show. That's not right. Google's supposed to know what I want.
Like, I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to figure out.
I know. So
hold on. So look.
So there's an album that was not available to me when I was first started listening to them, because Organics is their first album, but was not readily available, and I have not listened to it until recently. So Do You Want More? So I think that I started with. Why does Google put it out of order? Like, really, son? How hard is it to put it in order?
Because Google's a hater.
It is a hater. Do You Want More? Illadelph, Half-Life, Things Fall Apart. I probably came in. I think my homie put them on when it was still. Do You Want More? No, it was Things Fall Apart that I had to be listened to, and I went backwards and listened and was like, Do You Want More? Amazing album. Organically, it is incredible. The way the whole album flows, from start to finish, it is like, what's that? I think it's Lazy. It's just a lazy afternoon. What is that? Yeah, it's called Lazy Afternoon, and that shit just goes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How dare you?
Go ahead.
How dare you sing the hook and then ask what the song is with the name of the song?
I couldn't remember. Like I couldn't remember what the song was until I saw it.
Yo, you literally went, yo, what's that Tupac song? The hook be like, yeah, I get around.
Yo,
round and round, round it. Oh, I get around.
Okay,
right,
so
cool.
you have 3 albums, four albums that are very similar. They grow as they are more mature. They're definitely more mature. And then Phrenology comes out, and half of the group is missing. Little do I know at the time that those guys were just guest stars. I thought they were part of the whole group. Malik B. What was the young kid's name? I fucking love that dude.
What are you talking about? Malik B is not a guest star. Malik B is a part of the Roots.
But is he on Phrenology? I don't.
Here's why. So he is not. He's not.
So
let's talk about it.
That's a big part of the group, and that's a big piece missing.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. On Phrenology.
Mm-hmm.
Track 10 is called Water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Track 10 is called Water.
I'm with
Listen to Water. Water is about Malik B.
And it's that's the one that's about heroin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why he's not on that album.
Right. I know that they had a fight. I know that they had issues.
That's why he's hardly on Things Fall Apart.
Right.
Like, this is what's happening. They started that. I mean, they're from Philly. Let's call it like Boys to Men. They met at the same school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The same school Boys and Men met at.
Oh wow.
And they came up together. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you play this, I play this. You do well, let's just start a
Right.
band. Cool,
Right.
let's try it out. And they stayed together. And I mean, multi-platinum hours later, you have the Roots.
Right.
So if you look at the cover of Do You Want More, Malik B is standing to the left on that cover. And I'm
Okay.
saying that because I'm looking at it right now, right?
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
If you look at Illadelph Half Life, everybody there, and I believe Malik B is still standing to the left of Black Thought, right?
Okay.
Things fall apart.
There's a lot
Things
of
fall
there's a
apart.
lot of members on Illadelph Half Life
Right.
on the
You
cover.
have you got Keys, you got the Bases, you
Mm-hmm.
got Questlove. Like that's
Right.
who the Roots were. Like that's
Sure.
before they grew and had to add more people to cover everything.
Right.
So things fall apart. That album is starting from Illadelph Half Life. And I mean Illadelph Half Life, let's say Illadelph Half Life was done in March.
Right.
Things fall apart start that July
Mm-hmm.
after they know that he's, you know what I'm saying, he's a junkie at this
Got it.
point. Like
Got
he's
it.
an addict. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like what is this? Like things are falling apart.
It
But
makes
we
sense.
got to
It
keep
makes
it
sense
together,
to me.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Then you got phrenology, right? Phrenology is the study of the mind,
Right.
right? So that's where that album takes you. It takes you into the study of the mind, where everything from the intro to the Seed 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, to Break You Off is a Roots album,
Mm-hmm.
right? You with me?
Agreed. Yep. I'm with you.
From Water, Quills, Pussy Galore, Complexity, Something in the Way of Things, Rhymes and Ammo, and Thirsty. That is all a message to Malik B.
Okay.
So the first part of the album is for fans. The rest of that album, and they came out and said this, the rest of that album they wrote for Malik B.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Like that's who it was.
Right.
So whereas you go to Water and we gotta get over the water.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get over the water. So he's like, yo, we gotta get over this.
Right.
Not we. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
You go to Quills. Quills is about writing. Like, I need you back
Got it.
to write.
Okay. All right.
Pussy Galore is about addiction again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's around and you're falling to the shit that's around. We said we were going to stay on the same path. Something in the way of things. Or I'm sorry, complexity. It's a complex situation. That's all that it's about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Friend of Malik B, friend of the Roots, Jill Scott's on that. Something in the way of things. There's something in the way of things. Like they don't hide anything from you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Rhymes and Ammo. Like this is what we have.
Right.
You feel me?
No, I feel you. I do.
And then Thirsty is if that is a sandwich, Water is the top piece of the bread, Thirsty is the bottom piece of the bread, and they're put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the end. So you have 16 tracks on there. 8 are for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rock You can play Rock You. Like that's their stadium record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Break
yeah.
You Off is the girl shit. The Seed is the rock shit. Thought at Work or Rolling with Heat, Sacrifice. These are all single type records. And they were like, fuck it. Let's get to Malik. Let's talk to who we need to talk to.
Right.
Let's try to save him this way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So here's the deal, though.
Talk to me.
You were for better lack of a word, I guess you were an industry insider, right? You've dealt with some of these people. You've talked.
I
to some of these
read
people.
books.
You've done this. You've done that, right? You read books. As a consumer listening to just the music, I didn't get it. It didn't make any sense to me because I didn't know about the deeper. And I probably could have done my own research. I probably could have gone, to me and a lot of my top 10, a lot of the way that I listen to music is just about the music, right? I don't know the backgrounds of a lot of that shit. I do now, like, you know what I mean? And you've been a great teacher of a lot of stories I didn't even know, I've never heard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and so for as a consumer of the music, as a listener of the music, a lot of that I can't take in because I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. it's not an album that I want to hear from the Roots. It's some great music and then some music where it's an offset to me and I don't get it. Like I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't the Roots that I want to hear. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And that's my biggest problem with that album. It's not the Roots I want to hear. It's a broken Roots. And I after that album, I wasn't sure that we were ever going to hear a Roots album ever again. And when they came back out, when they dropped another album, I can't tell you how happy I was that it still wasn't perfect, but it was they were coming back, and there was hope, and there was light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? For arguably next to Wu-Tang, this is probably this is one of my favorite hip hop groups ever. They're up there. You know what I'm saying? They are the Tribe Called Quest. They are the Wu-Tang. They are the Outkast. That's what they mean to me. You know what I mean? They were huge. Those albums were huge for me. So as a consumer of the music, I did not like it. I did not understand it. It did not make sense to me. And it's like sometimes artists especially go off in a weird direction. They say weird stuff. They do weird things. They have weird thoughts. And they make me weird music because they put out the stuff that they want. They've made the money they need to. They don't worry about the money anymore. I just got to put out music that I want to hear. Well, the music that you want to hear is not necessarily what everybody else wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? True. So that's the problem that I had with that album especially. But they came back. They did. If you listen to How I Got Over, holy shit, album's amazing. Undone is a masterpiece.
But yo, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. You're missing like 3 albums in the middle.
No, I am. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I was just like 3-4 albums. That's crazy. And I'm saying
it's not that I have any district. It still was not hitting. I have to go listen to some of these albums again because it's been a while. No,
I'm just saying that's crazy. As in, like, wow, there's like 4 to 5 albums between there that are that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, my thing is industry insider or not. Mm-hmm. There are, like, keep in mind, I've been playing instruments since I was 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am music. You know what I mean? When something comes along and it deems to be worth my time, mm-hmm. like this is why my top I can argue my top 10 to anybody.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I respect other people's. I can argue mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Roots sit there, and we were just talking MCs. I'm just saying the Roots sit there because I got into the Roots mm-hmm. on the Roots Come Alive. Like I only knew what the singles were.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? The Roots Come Alive
that's the live album, right?
That's the live album, right?
Right.
So, you know, and I'm talking Do You Want More, right? Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Nope, it's not even on here, is it? Philadelphia Half-Life, probably. Whatever. I just can't think of the album that it's on. But it's What They Do. Never do what right?
Yeah.
So I knew him from that, and that was it. And then my homeboy brings over I go over his house and he's like, yo, listen, I just got this new Roots. And I was like, all right, play it. Come Alive comes on, and I was like, holy fuck tits, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And we just listened to the album, smoked a little bit, listened to the album,
right.
chilling like teenagers,
right,
cool ass teenagers, right? So I'm like, cool. And, you know, if music sticks with me, it'll sit with me for like a few days. This is why I can listen to that Nipsey record and just listen to, I forgot it, whatever the first song is, for, like back to back. Victory Lap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it sticks in my head and it just stays there. The Roots Come Alive, it just stayed in my head.
Right.
And looking at the cover, and it's numbered very weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like 3, 7, 15. Blah. I'm like, what? And I'm just going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just going through the tracks. And
Right.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with this? And he goes, what were you talking about? The Roots always label their albums song by song,
Right.
not by album.
Right.
And I was like, what?
Right.
And he had Do You Want More, Philadelphia Half-Life, and Things Fall Apart just sitting there. I picked them up and looked. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. I was like, oh shit. Yo, I was like, that is fucking genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is our 15th song. This is our 30th song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, it's a continuing story. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I started going back and listening to the Roots and reading every possible thing that I could. I was a fanatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you get into my top 10, if you can get in my top 20, I am a fanatic and I can tell you almost anything about you.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's what I do. So phrenology comes up, and this is why I can say that I understand how you feel. That it's not like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know any of this shit because you know what I'm saying? I mean, my music ties.
Right.
I know it because I genuinely enjoyed the music and researched and went to the Roots picnic and saw them live every chance I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by seeing them live and lucking out in a whole bunch of different shit,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to be backstage or being over here and, being able to talk to these people in an intimate ass setting where it normally wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And shit like that sticks with me. So when I saw Phrenology sometime 2001, I hope Therese can help me out with this Smoking Grooves tour because I know she went to that.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So like that's when I first heard Phrenology wasn't out.
Okay.
Imagine this. It was before Phrenology came out.
Uh-huh.
They do a concert which is mostly Phrenology records, and everybody in the crowd knew them.
Right.
Like you got to go to show after show to know the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after that, I really dug into the Roots. I really found out everything. I read everything I possibly could, and that's where that was. Mm-hmm. So, they have a very, very, very special place in my heart, man. Yeah. The Roots are just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Like they made Jay-Z sound better. Call it what it is. Dead ass. Jay is boring as fuck on stage. Like he is. He just stands there, and they made that entire stage show better.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just he's just there.
Yeah.
Tall ass, goofy looking ass dude.
Yeah.
But they made his stage show into what it is right now. The stage show is amazing now, and that's all Questlove. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So,
Agreed. Well, I mean, shit. That's our top 10. I think on both sides, it's a solid top 10. I think. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure mine is a solid top 10. It was a little shaky, baby.
I knew it. I think my approach to hip hop and yours is different. You know what I mean? I think that's what's great about hip hop, right? Is that
your approach is dumb.
I fucking hate you. So that's what I think. Honestly, I think that's what's the best part about hip hop is that hip hop is so diverse now. As even back in the day, even in the 90s, it was hella diverse. You had a lot of different groups. You had this, that, and going on. You had this guy over here going on, and X, Y, and Z, right? And it was developing and it was growing. By the late 90s, you had this whole. There was so much music to digest. And then you could go two routes. You could listen to the commercial shit, or you could listen to the Raucous Records, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, right? So on and so forth. And then it's only gotten crazier from there. You've got your atmospheres, you've got your, you go so on and so forth. There's so much music to digest. That's why it's hard. It's hard to keep up on everything, and it's hard to listen to everything that comes out. And there's just some stuff you're just like, I just don't have the time. I can't listen to it. I have no interest in it, or I need to focus on this other thing. It's crazy.
Oh, there was a time when no bullshit. Rapbattles.com, rapmusic.com.
Yeah.
I did not listen for maybe 4 years to anything that did not happen off of those websites.
Oh wow.
And it was like Nestle, Chris Kane, good friend of mine, just a bunch of dudes that you see. Immortal Technique came off of Rap Music. Nimrod, like a bunch of people who only made it for, and I hate saying it this way, but a bunch of people who some only made it as far as a video game soundtrack.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Or they got signed and it was in that weird ass space. You know what I'm saying? It was the same time I had my deal. Like, it was that weird ass space where commercial and underground were kind of looking at each other going, well, I don't fucking need you. Well, I don't need you either.
Right.
Well, fucking drop everybody.
Right.
And everybody went independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you already had a deal, well, you couldn't go independent yet. You had to find a way out of your deal.
Right.
And they're like, well, I'm not letting go of this money and shit. So, this is where those dudes were, and they were all fucking amazing.
Right.
Like, they had on Rap Music, they had rap battles, right? And it was, you write a verse and you do a verse over a beat and people vote on it. That was it.
Right.
And there are people right now who would body anybody on my top 10. And I know them.
Yeah.
Like, they would body them.
Right.
And it's hard to say, like, I'm gonna always say Nestle because he's a fucking beast. He's just he's a really good dude. He's a fucking beast in battles. He's an amazing MC. He's a great producer.
Right.
He bodied Black Thought, like, really badly.
Shit.
Probably shit on Royce. Like, and I'm not bullshitting. Like, he probably shit on Royce. And it, like, if not body them, he would make them rap, and you would never hear them rap the same again.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
So it's a lot of dudes out there, man. So
it's crazy.
It's what it is.
It's crazy. It's what it is. I mean, there's some of the best guys, like you said, guys that have never made it. That's the same as anywhere. This guy happened this or that. You see that in basketball. You see it in football. You see whatever. Like, an injury keeps people out of this, or a lost deal, or
facts,
or other things. Hey. All right. Anything else you want to put on it?
Nah, I think that's it, man.
I think that's it. I think it was a good show, man.
Did some cool shit.
Hell yeah.
Did some cool shit.
So next week we have another show. Thursdays, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. We here every week. Every week.
Doing the damn thing.
Doing it and doing it
Thugging and drugging.
And then I will cut this up tonight, and we'll have it on SoundCloud. I'll share that link with everybody tomorrow on IG. I think it takes 12 hours to upload or something like that. They've got some crazy way of making you pay more money on SoundCloud. Shout out to SoundCloud. And
SoundCloud, yeah. Fuck you very much.
Yes, sir. So we'll get it on there, and we'll take care of that and go from there. And so everybody can listen to any way they want to. You can come on and watch the whole video, as glitchy as it is. And
crazy, stupid glitches, yo.
It's actually weird. It's settled out. I haven't seen any glitching recently. It was going wild for a minute there.
I told your internet to chill out.
Tight,
we're good.
Tight. Thanks for that.
I do what I can, guys.
All right, man. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Hey, as every week, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody who was in the
God
chat.
bless. Good night. Tip your waitress. Protect your edges. Yo, that's my shit. I'm telling you, that's gonna be my sign off. Tip your waitress and protect your edges.
Man, I got nothing better than that. So on that note, we're gonna sign off. Everybody have a wonderful night. Thanks for sticking with us. Appreciate it. All right.